What's up, YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Christmas Pokemon team. Guys, Merry Christmas, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, afternoon, depending on what time zone you are living in. I usually do one of these about once a year because I think this is like the third one or something like that, but they are really, really fun. Anyway, people, let's see, what Christmas present did you get today? Put it below in the comment section. I want to see all those crazy Christmas presents. Did anyone get the same Christmas presents? I want to know. Leave it in the comment section. Of course, any feedback and theme teams are welcome as well. And let's get into this one. Now, people, I've got two battles today. And actually, these ones were fairly lengthy battles. So we have a Arachnid lead, and we've got my Delibird. Now, this is a totem size one too. It's like, that thing's huge, man. Anyway, so we have that swapping out, and we have Fabulous coming in. So I wanted to go for the Hustle Choice Band Present Delibird, and I healed the Ampharos on the first turn. Now, Present has a varying base power, and it also can have a healing present too. So you can heal the opponent, or you can hit them with a present. So Present obviously has a certain base power. So you can hit them with a present and do like varied damage. So Present is a very, very bad move to use, but it's very, very fun. Anyway, so throwing a Present at Amphabolus basically does nothing, and that's going to hit me with the Thunder, and that's bye-bye Delibird. Now, I had Present, Ice Punch, Ice Shard, and Fling. I wanted to fling my Present more. I just wasn't happy with that one. And I had max attack and max speed on that set. Now, swapping in the Grinch of Christmas, we're using a Bomber Snow this time. So this is a choice specs of Bomber Snow. I've got max health and max special attack with Water Pulse, Frost Breath, Focus Mist, and Energy Bolt. So I actually expected a swap there, but it unfortunately didn't happen. Now the Ampharos is going to go for the Volt Switch, and that's obviously why it didn't happen. I do outspeed it, which is good there. So that's going to swap out. That is going to be a problem. Now we have coming in against the Bomber Snow is the Florge. Now, this thing is really bulky in special defense, right? So I was wondering how I was actually going to get past this. I did have a Pokemon with Toxic in the back. It wasn't an overly powerful team, right? A lot of them were gimmicks. Anyway, so it's going to go for the Giga Drain, getting some, getting some recovery against me. I'm going to go for the Energy Ball because, as I said, I'm locked into the choice specs. Does pretty well. It's still like, it's going to be like a 4 to 5 hit KO. It's nothing, nothing very amazing, but now I'm actually recording these battles in advance, so it's not actually Christmas for me at the moment. It'll be Christmas Day for me in 25 minutes, so it's 11:35 p.m. on the 24th. So it'll be that very soon. So I just wanted to have a little bit of a break over Christmas, so I put a couple of videos in advance. Anyway, so I'm trying to get rid of this thing. It's being a real pain in the bum at the moment. Now I was wondering, it doesn't have Wish, and I'm like, oh, of course it's got Wish. So that's a little bit of a problem. So I'm guessing the next turn after this Energy Ball, it's going to go for the Protect, and it just lives, and the Hail is not going to be enough to take it out. So that was basically my only chance to take it out with this Bomb. So now I was thinking, yeah, well, it's going to go for Protect, so let's swap out into something else and see if I can take it out that way. So swapping out the Abomasnow, swapping in Rudolph. Now, Rudolph is a special attacking set. I first out its item, which I already knew what it was. They went for a Wish again. I think that might have been a misclick. I'm not sure. But the Hail stops. I think they were obviously going to go for Protect. That's what I was thinking anyway. Now, this Stantler set was, I've used this a couple of times. It's actually pretty decent. So I've got max speed, max special attack. I've got Timid Nature. I've got Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Psyshock, and Uproar. Runs pretty nicely. So Psyshock you can hit for the opponent for in a physical attack, and Shadow Ball can hit the Ghost type. And Uproar is sort of like the move Outrage. You lock yourself into using it, and it's got a nice, it's its best special attacking move to use. Now, after you get a couple of those Calm Minds up, it actually hits pretty hard with the Life Orb too. So that was my idea, to set as many Calm Minds up against this thing as possible, because it would have been nice if I had Sap Sipper, right? Because then this Giga Drain would have done nothing. Anyway, so we have the Rhyperior coming in. I'm going to go for a second Calm Mind. So I was thinking, this is really bad, because this thing is going to be able to tank whatever move I can throw at it. Psyshock's not going to be able to take it out. Uproar is not very effective, so I'm going to have to go for Shadow Ball just to get as much damage off as possible. But it takes it out with a critical hit. That was really, really lucky, because I didn't have much to take that out at all. And, Stantler was very, very important Pokemon on my team. It's like probably one of the best Pokemon, which is saying something. Now we have a Vaporeon coming in. It's going to outspeed me. It's Choice Scarf. Hydro Pump misses. I'm going to go for the up roll this time. And Stanley is going to dodge another attack, which is nice. And that's going to take the Vaporeon almost out there. And I'm going to start causing an up roll. Anyway, so the Vaporeon is going to go for a Hydro Pump. Now, bear in mind, I have a couple of Calm Minds up. Rudolph lives on a little bit of red health like its nose. And I'm going to finish off with the up roll. So that's really good. Vaporeon is down. So, man, that Stanley really got me into the game there. It gave me a wonderful start. It got past some like really powerful pokes like Rhyperior and Vaporeon. Anyway, so swapping back in the Greach now. The coast is sort of clear to swap that in. I thought I might as well set up the Hail too. So now we have the Guzzlord coming in. Not a bad matchup. I can go for a Frost Breath against this thing. I was half expecting maybe a swap back into that Florgslope, but I was thinking, should I go for the Energy Ball or should I just go for the Frost Breath? Decided to go for the Frost Breath. It's going to go for Protect. And Frost Breath is obviously going to just hit the Protect, so nothing is going to happen. Right, Guzzlord is going to take a little bit of damage. It's also got leftovers as well, so a couple of Pokemon have leftovers. So I was thinking, what's going to come into this? Florks will come in. Guzzlord's probably not going to stay into this matchup. It's not exactly the greatest matchup in the world. And then we have the Florks coming back in. Man, this thing was a real pain to get around. So the good thing about having Frost Breath, I put Frost Breath instead of Blizzard on this, so like, if someone started setting up like defenses and stuff, like, you know, stockpiles, curses, anything like that, or Calm Minds, whatever, not curses, that would kind of get around it since I'm Specs and I can't like use other moves. Anyway, it's going to go for a Giga Drain, trying to get some more health recovery. I know this thing already has Wish already, and with the Giga Drain and the leftover recovery, it's kind of annoying. So going for the Frost Breath again, this is like deja vu. Hoping you can take this thing out, gets a critical hit. Obviously, if you don't know, Frost Breath always gets a critical hit. And now that's going to go for, I think that went for the Wish that turn. So now I'm going to go for I actually swapped out here, expecting a Protect again, and I went into my Xurkitree, which was a physical set. So now this physical Xurkitree was pretty fun to use, and it's going to use Wish, of course it is. So now on this set, I've got an amazing set. Now the problem with Beast Boost, right, is it only boosts its special attack. Even though I'm running like a physical set, I can't get it to make its speed or its special attack. Like even at 0 IVs, it didn't work. So on this one, I expected to protect here, so I went for the Normalium Z Facade. I've got Thunder Punch, Power Whip, Facade, and Brutal Swing. It's a very brutal set, people. Max attack and max speed. Actually, we're going to try and get a Pokemon sweep with this set. It's actually quite fun. Anyway, so going for the Breakneck Blitz. This looks absolutely amazing. Looks like it's like skiing or something. And it's going to go high five. That's Florks in the face, and that is down. Just in case it used Protect, that was kind of why I did that. So that's down. Another bulky Pokemon. Actually, if you look at this team, right, every one of those Pokemon are bulky Pokemon. Like, all of them are. It's like, damn. Anyways, we have the Guzzlord coming out. So there's not really much I can do to Guzzlord except go for the Facade. That's kind of basically it, or try and go for a Paralysis on Thunder Punch, which is not going to happen. So go for Facade, seeing how much damage it's going to do. It's going to do. This is where I really needed my C move, right? Anyway, going for the Facade again. It's doing so much damage there to Guzzlord. And Guzzlord's going to be a Protect Last Resort set. What the hell? And it's going to do lots of damage to me on my Xurkitree. So I've got to swap this out and probably use it a little bit later on because, as you can see, my Facades are just going to get like eaten up by that leftovers. It's nothing I can really do. It's the physical set is a very weak set. I mean, you could run Choice Band. That could work too. But I just wanted to run something like so I could have not locked into all my full moves. So swapping into the Minior, which I thought would be quite funny for Cole for the shiny one. Now, guys, I hope you don't get Cole in the stocking. I just hope you don't. Anyways, so we have on this set. This is a special set. I've got Psychic, Power Gem, Solar Beam with the Power Herb, and Ancient Power. So going for those scummy boosts, getting the special attack raised, hopefully. Anyway, so now we have Fabulous coming in. I've got to take this thing out and go for the Power Gem. So even with Modest, this thing doesn't have very good special attack. So I can see it's going to tank another one, and I'm going to go down basically to like a Thunder Shock. So I've got to swap this out. Now, I went back into Xurkitree expecting maybe some sort of electric type move. But then even then, I was like, it's probably not going to live anyway. Now it's going to go for the Volt Twitch, and that's going to take out Xurkitree, unfortunately. But that is down. That was the Adamant Nature Xurkitree too. I was fortunate enough to get a shiny one with Adamant. Beautiful. So now we have the Bubbles coming back in. Man, these Totem forms are huge. I will do a Totem Pokemon team. Don't worry about that one, people. I will do it. So now swapping in the Exmatree, which is going to be Mega Sceptile. Now, I come up with a pretty good set for this one. This was a bulky special defense set. On this set, I've got Max Health, Max Special Defense. I've got Leech Seed, Toxic, my favorite healing move, and Magical Leaf, just in case anyone uses like a scummy double team Pokemon or like Bright Powder. I just got sick of versing that, so I could have used Giga Drain on there. That would probably have been much better for support. Anyway, so it's got to go for the Frost Breath. I actually live it. Wow, on 17 health. That max special defense and max health actually, like, that was the reason I lived. That was amazing. Anyway, so I got the Toxicop. There's not really much I can do, so I just went for Magical Leaf. Does fair damage to the Arachnid, and that is my Mega Sceptile down. So I was very happy I tanked that. That was awesome. Just to see it tank an ice move, it was brilliant. Okay, so that's down. I've got 2 Pokemon left. Now, the opponent has also had 2 Pokemon left. So that Toxic is starting to rack up there very nicely. So I've got Coal. I can go for the Power Gem to do as much damage as possible, because I know this thing is going to have like a water type move, and that's going to take me out. Guys, it's probably got Bubble. That just reminds me of the Arachnid with Bubble in the Ultra Sun and Moon. That thing was so powerful. Anyway, so going for the power, what was that? The Power Gem there. That's going to go for the Frost Breath, and that's going to be obviously a 100% critical hit. I live that one, which is going to put me in my my more offensive form, which is nice. Bubbles is going to go down to the Toxic. So that was that worked out really nicely. It's a nice, it's good that Arachnid gets Frost Breath too. That's really cool. So now I'm actually into the coal form at the moment, people. It's like when you unwrap that present, right? Just keep wrapping it, and there's like a piece of coal in there. One time I seen like this video, like this person, right, made this really big present. They wrapped the present up, but the guy kept wrapping and unwrapping and unwrapping. And at the end, there was nothing. There was nothing. It was just a ball of wrapping paper. Anyway, so I'm going to take the end Fabulous out with the Power Gems. That's nice. The last Pokemon now is the Guzzlord. So this is the Protect Last Resort Guzzlord. Now, I know that I'm going to go down to the last resort. Obviously, I'm not going to be able, there's no way I'm going to be able to take this one out with one hit. So I thought I might as well get as much damage off with Power Gem as possible, then bring a Bombassaur in afterwards and see what we can do there. So it's got all of its health back now due to the leftovers. Obviously, they had to go for Protect there. Before going for Last Resort, you actually have to use all of your moves at least once. If you swap it out, you've got to use them all again in that order. So anyway, so it's going to go for the Last Resort, and that's going to take out my Minior. But that is cool. I've got my Abomasnow left, so I'm going to go for the Frost Breath. Now, the only thing about Frost Breath, right, the accuracy, like, of 90 actually, I was really worried about that. I was like, obviously I'll go higher base speed than the Guzzlord, but if it has any, like, speed EVs, then it's going to outspeed me. If I do outspeed it, I could miss with the Frost Breath. That'd be really, really bad. Anyway, so swapping in the, this is where I need a Blizzard, people. Anyway, so going for the Frost Breath on this turn, I outspeed, and thank goodness it hits. And that is obviously going to be the Guzzlord down to its specs Frost Breath from Abomasnow. And man, that was a crazy battle on both sides there. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to have a cup of tea, and we're going to do the next battle. That was good. I'm feeling quite British at the moment. So now we have our next battle on my chat. So we have a Cofferegus lead. So this was a very, very bulky lead. So the best I can do against this, I couldn't go for Present Right. I had to go for Ice Punch. So I was hoping I might be able to get like a freeze hacks with the Ice Punch. That'd be really good. So go for that. Does nice damage, almost half health, and we're gonna see, guys. Santa's mum confirmed. You won't believe these leaks. Anyway, so the Cofferegus is going to set up the Trick Room. So that's a bit of a pain. I do have some slow Pokemon on my team, which isn't too bad. But Delibird is really not going to do like so good against that. So I swapped that out, leave it for a little bit later up. So swapping in Rudolph, expecting some sort of ghost move, hopefully. I'm going to frisk out its item, which is Ghost EMZ. So it was a fair, I think they were going to go for like a Ghost EMZ Astonish, which would have been astonishing. So now it's going to go for the knockoff on my Stantler, which is going to get rid of my Life Orb. I went for the Shadow Ball here. If you remember, the Trick Room is still up, so I wanted to get some damage off before that went down. So since that Life Orb got knocked off, that actually saved the Cofferegus from going down. Now it's going to use Destiny's Scummy Bond, and I'm going to go down to that one, unfortunately. I thought it may use something like Rest or Pain Split, so I guess that's fine. I got rid of the Cofferegus. I was happy with that. It was quite an annoying Pokemon to get around. So my the heart of my attack force, Stanley, is down, unfortunately. Man, I lost it so early on. So that's down. I've still got my Delibird though, and I think we got the Trick Room going for one more turn. All right, so now we have the Wigglytuff coming out. This thing was like a pain in the bum. So I swapped in my Coal. I wanted to get some Ancient Power boost up. Now, I'm pretty sure we had the Trick Room still for one more turn. So, going to go into my Shields Down form, obviously, there. And the Wigglytuff is going to go for the Stockpile. Now, what Stockpile does is boost your attack and defense, defense and special defense by one stage. What am I? I haven't even had a drink yet. And that can do that up to 3 times, right? So I was thinking, after I seen the Stockpile, I'm like, well, my Bombassaur would do really nicely against that because it has Frost Breath. Obviously, critical hits ignore all the boosts in stats. defensive and special defensive stats. So going for the Ancient Power, trying to get a boost. I finally get one. The only problem is that Wigglytuff is going to have like +3 in defense and special defense. So, well, it's going to have +2, right? So the most you can do is +2. So that's not too bad. I was hoping maybe if I get like another 1, maybe 2 Ancient Power boosts, that'd be amazing. Then again, it's just lucky to get 1, really, especially even with like 8 PP at max. The chances of getting it are so tiny. Anyway, so getting close to half health, it's going to go for the 3rd and final stockpile. I was seriously hoping this didn't have any forms of recovery. I had a sneaking suspicion that it did, though. Anyway, Wigglytuff is going to be able to, I don't know, heal off this turn or use some sort of crazy move against me. I wasn't sure. And, of course, it's going to use a classic Pimpnite Rest. So it's going to go to sleep. And I was like, well, it's going to have, okay, so it's, might have forgot Sleep Talk, or it has a Chesto Berry. So it's going to have Rest, and I was like, going to have Sleep Talk, but it's not. It's going to have a Chesto Berry. It's like, okay. So it's got Stockpile and Rest. So they're the moves we've seen at the moment. So hoping I can go for another Ancient Power, get some sort of boost up against this thing. I was definitely thinking of swapping in my Abomasar after this. So instead of going for any like a status move or anything like, not that it would have worked, or Charge Beam or something like that, it went for the Spit Up, which is cool. I'm guessing the other move I had may have been Swallow. I'm not sure. Obviously, you lose all your boost after using Spit Up or Swallow. Quite an interesting move. I really do like Stockpile, Spit Up, and Swallow. It's quite a interesting move. So anyway, going for more Ancient Powers. I cannot even touch this Bronzor at all. It's probably an Everlight set, like, I don't know, like max health, max defense, or like max health, max like split defenses. It's very, very bulky. So swapping in Christmas Lights, the best I can really do against this is like Thunder Punch and Brutal Swing. It's going to go for Psywave. Now, Psywave is a really cool move. It's kind of similar to Present, right? Whereas in Present hits at a random base power, as does Psywave, as does a move like Magnitude. Actually, I'm going to do it. Someone actually did a theme, like suggested a theme team of like Magnitude, Psywave, and Present. Like they're all varying base power moves. I'm not sure if there's any other ones out there. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, if someone can think of one, just like, remember guys, like varying base power moves, like not like they have to be like random, that kind of thing. So now we have Blossom coming in. I went for the Brutal Swing. Unfortunately, a Blossom is going to swap into that, which was pretty brutal for me. Now I actually have Facade on the set, so I'm going to get boosted by that, which is nice. I decided to go for the Z move to try and get some damage on this Blossom. This Blossom was actually a pretty fun set too. So going for the Mighty Z move, I actually really like, out of all the Ultra Beasts, the shinies, I like Guzzlord, I actually like Xurkitree too, and I think the blue really suits it. I thought the shiny, when I seen the shiny one, I'm like, this would be good for like Christmas lights, because it's sort of like, instead of a Christmas tree, it's sort of like, you know, like a light show. It basically has a plug on its ass anyway. So anyway, it's going to go for the Curse. Now this Blossom is from Gen 2, so that's great. You can get the Gen 2 Curse TM. I got so many more Pokemon to do with Curse. It's an amazing move. It can set up, like, it's a status boosting move. It can set up like a whole bunch of variety of Pokemon. Anyway, so going for Facade, just missing the kill there, and Blossom's going to go for the Drain Punch, and that's going to be enough to take me out after the poison damage. So Drain Punch heals the Blossom with a little bit of health back, and I'm going to go down to the Poison Rip. But it was fun. That Xurkitree set was probably, I'd say out of all the sets I had on my team, this Xurkitree was probably the most fun to use. Even though it wasn't the best, it was the funnest. And, you know, I like battling for the fun. That's the best one. Best way to battle, in my opinion. So now we have the Petal Blizzard. Unfortunately, Present misses there. It's doing just over half my health, or just exactly half my health with that damage, 60, 60, 120. Now that Blossom's going to go for another Curse. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Like, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, I couldn't go for the Ice Punch one. Since it was Christmas, people, I wanted to go for the Present. I was trying to take it easy in the Blossom instead of going for an Ice Punch. Going for the Present again. Thank goodness this time it actually lands, and that hits the Blossom, and it doesn't take it out. And the Petal Blizzard is going to be enough to take out Santa Claus. So Santa Claus tumbles down the chimney, and he is down. So I've still got 3 more Pokemon to go. Things are not looking good at the moment, people. Like, look at, there's still 5 Pokemon remaining. I've got to get back into this game. So now I've got the Coal. I'm going to get this Blossom Coal for Christmas. Seriously, after what it did to my Pokemon. So I can go for the Ancient Power to finish this thing off. Hopefully I can get another, like a boost on it. That'd be really amazing. Now, I know not the Blossom, the Wigglytuff is going to come into this one. Like, that's probably the best one. Or the Bronzong. I wasn't sure which one. Not the Bronzong, the Bronzor. Quite similar names. I was actually going to bring, there was so many Pokemon for the Christmas battle, right? I was trying to bring a couple of different ones, like from last year. Like, I think I had Chingling for Jingle Bells, or Bronzong for Jingle Bells. I was going to do Sudowoodo as Australian Christmas tree to be like fully savage, but I didn't do that one. Maybe next time I was going to have like I was going to do like the Australian Christmas, like Clawitzer, shrimp on the bar, shrimp on BBQ. What else? There was some good ones that we actually come up with. There was a lot of suggestions. It's quite hard to put it all into like 6 Pokemon. Anyway, going for the Frost Breath again, since it's a critical hit, and it's going to bypass that those moves. So now it's going to go for Spit Up. Does a lot of damage just for one, and obviously all its defenses are going to go down, and it's going to go down the next turn to the Frost Breath. So Wigglytuff, we finally got around that. I love those move combos though on. Especially, I had a Kamala right that had, I was actually going to try and do a sweep with that, but I never managed to actually get it. I'm sort of one of those still projects waiting to be completed, but I eventually will. I had a Kamala with like Stockpile and Spit Up. Very, very powerful. So now we have the Drought coming. I thought that said Elf for a second. Why did I think that said Elf? Because we're doing it in Christmas theme, that's why. Now, Elf, I think I did like, I don't know, I think I had like Wormadam, like Gracia's Elf, or like Mistletoe or something like that. I can't remember. Staryu was like the star on the top of the Christmas tree. There's like so many suggestions, right? It's crazy. Anyway, that's going to go for the Amnesia, which is a problem. Now, I do have Water Pulse on my Abomasnow. Now, the problem with this, right, it's got the Drought up and it's got an Amnesia, so I was thinking that's not going to do much. My best bet would be hitting that without the Drought and without the Amnesia. I'm sure I can one-shot that. Anyway, Golduck is going to come in. I went for the Power Gem. It's about a 3-hit KO. So, unfortunately on this, Golduck is going to go for the Rain Dance. I actually went for the Solar Beam. Now, I do have the Power Herb on this. Unfortunately, it's going to get powered down by the rain, and it's going to do absolute monkeys to the Golduck, which sucks. Now, I was actually thinking of running Grassy MZ Solar Beam on this, but I already had the normal MZ on my Circuitry. That's kind of why I opted out for that one. Anyway, so going for the Solar Beam, that does monkeys to the Golduck, and now Golduck is going to be able to take me out with basically a bubble. It's going to go for the Scald, and that's my Minior down. Rip. So I've got 2 more Pokemon remaining, and there's still 3 more Pokemon to take out. I was trying to think how I was going to actually take out that Torkoal. Anyway, so swapping in the Grinch now. I was thinking I can't go for the Water Pulse expecting the Torkoal to swap in, because that would be really bad if the Golduck stayed in, and it probably won't even take it out. So I decided to go for the Energy Ball. Golduck's going to go for the Me First. Now, Me First obviously takes the move that I used, and you have to obviously go first, be outspeeding the opposing Pokemon. Now, Energy Ball is not going to do much to me, and now I'm going to take it out with the energy, obviously with the Energy Ball too. That would have been quite funny if I selected another move. So, Golduck gets down. We have Torkoal and Bronzor left. So, we have the Torkoal coming back in. So, I've got to swap out the Abomasnow here, because Drought is now taken over. So, I was thinking, well, I can swap out into my other Pokemon, then swap it back in and use Water Pulse. Hopefully, like, any fire move is going to take... I was thinking in my mind, right, man, Ember is going to be enough to take out me, like an Ember in the sun. And then it used Ember. I was quite laughing to myself. Anyway, I did my bulky special defensive Sceptile, takes that Ember with absolute ease, people. It's a 3-hit KO Ember. So it's getting a boost from the sun with Drought. And I'm going to Mega Evolve here into my Sceptile, because so many people in my last few Christmas teams like, why didn't you use Mega Sceptile as a Christmas tree? I didn't want to use a Mega back then, so I don't really want to now. But I thought I'd use it this time since so many people asked. So making use of that sun, going for my favorite healing move, getting all my health back. So that Ember is like savage at the moment. Obviously, since I changed typing, it's going to be a neutral hit, so it's not going to be super effective. So getting the Toxic off on the Torkoal. So now, hopefully if it doesn't have anything like Rest, I am good to go. I can just like finish this thing off. Now I've got Leech Seed as well. The best I can possibly do is Magical Leech to this thing. So now it's going to boost its special defense by 2. So that's a little bit of a problem. I was thinking, yeah, I could go for like a really risky swap after the Leech Seed maybe, and swap in a Abomasnow, then go for the Water Pulse and get rid of Drought at the same time. I wasn't sure. I was thinking, I didn't have much room to swap in, because Ember would absolutely definitely take out my Abomasnow. Even though it's a weak move, it would be enough because of that, that 4 times weakness. Anyway, so getting lots of nice damage on that with the Toxic and the Leech Seed. I went for it, people. I swapped out the Mega Sceptile, hoping they didn't attack, and going for some sort of status move like another Amnesia or anything like that. I'm going to get the Snow Warding up, getting rid of the Drought. At least I got rid of the Drought, right? So now the snow is happening, and they use Rest. I'm like, oh no. But the good thing about this, right, is it's going to be like, I was thinking, okay, well, they already had a Rest chest of bursts. This is going to be like classic Pimpnite Sleep Talk Rest, right? and then it eats another Chester Berry. I'm like, oh no, there's 2 Chester Berry uses. So I've got no choice here, people. There's no way I can really swap into the other Pokemon. I've got the Hail set, so I might as well go for the Water Pulse and see how much damage this actually does with Choice Specs. So I got some damage with the Leech Seed. I outspeed, go for the Water Pulse on the Torkoal. I was hoping for a confusion if it didn't take it out. Obviously it didn't. And now Torkoal's going to go for the Ember, and it takes me out in one shot. Oh, damn it. Unfortunately, the last Pokemon I've got is my Mega Sceptile. So this is in range to take out. However, the only move I can do against this is Magical Leaf, which isn't very magical at the moment because it's got a +2 in special defense, and I've only got a Toxic and Leech Seed to take it out. Anyway, so the Torkoal is going to go, I'm imagining they're going to go for another Rest here or try and attack me with another move. They are going to use Ember. So as I said, the Bronzor is the last Pokemon apart from the Torkoal. I was quite confident I can maybe take out the Bronzor unless it had like Calm Mind or something. That could be a problem. Anyway, so I've got the Leech Seed, I've got the Toxic, and now I'm going to go for the Magical Leaf to try and finish off this Torkoal. So obviously it's going to be not very effective in the first place. It's already got a Amnesia up, which is really bad, and it lives on like 1 health. T-shirts are running out, people, in the description. And it's going to go for the Ember again. Unfortunately, that is not going to be enough to take me out. And I'm on 69 health after the Hail. And finally, the Ember Torkoal goes down. Man, that Ember Torkoal had me running scared the whole battle. The last Pokemon is the Bronzor. Now, this thing was interesting. I went for the Leech Seed straight away on this thing in case it started setting up anything like Calm Mind or had Rest again or something. Then it's going to go for the Psywave. Now, Psywave, as I said, was varying, like, you know, obviously varying power. So I thought, well, I've got the Leech Seed recovery, so I know that I can, like, tank another one here, and then I can go for the Magical Leaf to do some damage against this thing, right? So it's not all too bad. Anyway, so going for Magical Leaf against the Bronzor still does pretty good damage. I'm quite happy with that, even though it's like 2 damage. Anyway, Bronzor's going to go for yet another Psywave, and it gets a max damage roll. It takes me out. Oh, Salt. I hope you people enjoyed both these battles, and have a very Merry Christmas. Peace out.